Hello and welcome to the third episode of the Horrorcast podcast. Today we'll be covering the best horror movies of the 2020s so far. So let's get into it. Host at number 10. The plot is that six friends accidentally invite the attention of a demonic presence during an online seance and begin noticing strange occurrences in their homes. This is a great plot for this movie because it delivers all of them very well and provides great entertainment on the way.
At number 9, we have Spree. Spree is a 2020 American's theatrical horror thriller film directed by Eugene
I'm not even going to go around.
Renko. Sorry, we don't know how to say that last name. It's pretty hard. The Gonzo-style satire follows a social media-obsessed rideshare driver played by Joe Keery, who, in an attempt to become viral, live streams himself murdering passengers. Spree is a very interesting horror movie that takes you through the journey of the killer and has the movie style of REC, or Rec, Quarantine, and other movies with the style of film. The thing is, Joe Keery makes it worth watching, you know? Steve Harrington from Stranger Things.
Yeah. At number 8, we have Brahms the Boy 2. So I saw this movie when it came out, and I actually thought it was pretty good. And the atmosphere, the kills, and the characters are actually pretty good. Yeah, the changes I would make to the movie is I would make it less dark because I can't really see as much. So, yeah, number 7.
And at number 7, we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a 2022 American slasher film directed by David Blue Garcia, with a screenplay by Chris Devlin,
yeah.
It is the 9th installment of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. Set several decades after the original film, in this movie, Leatherface is played by an older man, meaning he needs more breaks. The mask makes him look more sad than usual, but he still kills brutally, though. The school shooting thing doesn't make a lot of sense in the horror movie. Leatherface still wins at the end by decapitating Melody in front of her sister while her self-driving car slowly drives her home. I love this movie because of the kills. The kills definitely make up for the story.
At number 6, we have Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Yeah, I know. This movie wasn't released in the 2020s, but it's only from 2019. This was such a great movie to leave out. The plot was great, the setting was perfect, the characters were perfect. The movie had a book where it had the same name as the teenager's names, and which fit in the scary story that the book read. The book read their future for the scenes, or their deaths anyway. Like Stella said, you don't read the book reads you. Oh, we're in Soviet Russia now? Great.
At number 5 we have, Scream 5. The plot takes place 25 years after the original Woodsboro murders from Scream 1996. When yet another ghost face appears and begins targeting a group of teenagers who are each somehow linked to the original killings, Scream 5 is pretty much the same thing. Ghostface is the killer, and people try to find out who the killer is, like a murder mystery or Among Us.
Number 4, we have Scream 6, which is definitely improving from Scream 5.
Agreed.
Yeah, so I saw this movie in theaters with my friend being the other person in this podcast. We both love the movie. We love the kills, the plot, the gore, pretty much everything. There's kind of one problem I have with it. They just can't really stick with one killer, right? Because it can't be like one single killer throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
But Scream, the entire franchise, is like self-aware, so I guess that makes up for it.
Mm-hmm.
So they had like 50 in the entire franchise. I'm probably over-exaggerating here, but still, they had a lot. So, but the gore is perfect. The characters are perfect, like I think I said.
Mm-hmm.
I did not say the characters, though.
Yeah.
I said the characters for the last one. So, Ghostface was perfect. The mask, too. I don't think he was as clumsy as the other ones, but he's still pretty clumsy.
Now as we enter into the final three. And speaking of number 3, we have Megan. Its plot follows the Empon...
I don't know, something artificially intelligent doll. Just say that. Right.
Alright. The artificially intelligent doll, or evil sex doll, who develops self-awareness and becomes hostile towards anyone who comes between her and her human companion. Megan premiered in Los Angeles on December 7th, 2022, and was theatrically released in the U.S. on January 6, 2023 by Universal Pictures. Me and Miles did however, see this movie in theaters, and my only grudge with it is that there were good kills in it, but we didn't get to see them because it was PG-13. But you are only okay with the gore factor, then this horror movie is for you, because there is not much blood.
Not much blood, but it's okay, I guess, for a PG-13 movie, though.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty decent for a PG-13 horror movie.
I mean, it is pretty interesting to have something that is like Annabelle and Chucky together.
Yeah, but instead of Annabelle and Chucky, it's just an evil sex doll that comes and kills you. Okay, so at number 2, we have Halloween Kills. I loved Halloween Kills. The kills were brutal. The Michael Myers mask was perfect. Even though the characters aren't the smartest, I still love this movie. This movie is crazy, but the crazy I kind of enjoy. Everyone was all over the place. Michael was beaten down by a whole town and still got up. Yet he can't get up from a damn fridge. He can survive a whole town beating his ass up in the middle of a street, yet he can't survive his PTSD-ridden bitch sister who doesn't know how to fight, who stands in front of a closed door waiting for the killer to come through it. She stood in front of the closed door waiting for him to come through in Halloween 2018. The nerve of some people.
I completely agree. Right, and now we're going to go into some honorable mentions. Our first one being Prey. Prey is one of my favorites this year, and is known to have one of the best known practical effects so far. When it comes to the Predator series, and personally, one of my favorite versions of the Predator so far.
So for the second one, for honorable mentions, we're doing 3 total, so... At number 2 was Terrifier 2. Yes, you heard me correct. Terrifier 2, the one that made people faint and throw up in theaters. This movie was like the most brutal thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I agree.
The kills were done absolutely flawlessly, but these kills aren't what you'd expect. You try and think of the most brutal kill you can think of. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Terrifier 2 is most likely more brutal than that.
And more painful to watch.
Yeah, because, like, just like the worst kill in the entire thing was still, like, pretty brutal.
Yeah, like,
some dude got his brain ripped out.
Like, what I mean by hard to watch, I mean, like, the kills are very hard to watch. If you know what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah, the dude, Art the Clown, put salt in the wound, and yet stings really bad.
Not just salt, but bleach, too.
Ouch.
Uh-huh. And
the Forbidden Tide Punch.
And for the final honorable mention, we have Nope. Nope is definitely one of those movies that I was not expecting that it was good. To be honest, when I saw the trailer, and I kind of thought that this was going to be a weird movie, and especially with the title that was given to it, Nope is one of the more interesting and more anonymous movies, as you don't fully know who the alien creature thing is.
So, for Terrifier 2, I guess for the bleach thing or whatever,
Yeah.
I guess they made a Tide Pod thing into a drink.
Oh, God. Yummy!
So, at number 1, we
have Violent Night. Even though this movie isn't horror, this movie was still amazing. Violent Night is a 2022 American Christmas action comedy film directed by Tommy
Ricola, I think. Just say
Ricardo.
Ricola. We're sorry for butchering these names, alright?
We're bad at this.
We're new.
And written by Pat Casey and John Miller.
It's Josh Miller.
Josh Miller. Fuck. It follows Santa Claus, portrayed by David Harbour, as he fights mercenaries who have taken a wealthy family hostage in their home. This is a great movie because it's not every day that you get to see Santa Claus kick ass. And the action in this movie is pretty good. So, if you like Christmas and horror movies, this is the movie for you.
Even though this movie isn't technically horror, this actually still has some atmospheric things to it. Mm-hmm. Kills were actually pretty brutal, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think we finished watching it, though.
No.
I saw it. I don't think you fully saw it, but I guess one of your favorite lines was, don't shoot my mouth and call it chocolate cake.
No, you gotta say it right. You gotta say, don't shoot my mouth and call it chocolate cake.
So, on this list, which one's your favorite?
To be honest, the one that I liked the most out of all these was probably Scream 6, because, to be honest, it was actually one of the better ones. But, for the kill factor, I would have to give it to Halloween Kills. They had good kills. The only one that upset me was Little John, because he was a little bitch.
Just because he's gay, he's a little bitch? No, not that. Not that. We know everything against gay people, alright?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So,
yo, you know that they're going to be in the comment section like, you are gay.
Homophobic or something. So,
how dare you?
So, I don't think we're going to get any comments on this because we're not exactly popular or famous or whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, if you can hit that subscribe button and post notifications or whatever and like and share or do whatever you can to like spread the word of us. So, yeah,
that would be very appreciated.
So, my favorite on this list has to be Halloween Kills because Halloween franchise is actually pretty good and my computer just turned off. So, Halloween Kills is one of my favorite movies on this list because it has like my favorite killer in it, Michael Myers. Even though the timeline is all screwed up and the movies aren't the best, I still feel like Michael Myers is like one of the more atmospheric and creepy villains.
Also, he has very good kills.
Especially with what limited supply he has. Only a knife. He usually finds what happened, or he usually finds what around, I guess. Mainly his knife, sometimes a hammer or two.
Yeah, the entire franchise of Halloween itself was good.
It's like an emotional roller coaster over here.
And then Halloween Ends Like Shit came out, and just completely derailed everything. You should have just ended it at Halloween Kills or the Halloween 2 reboot.
But ended at Kills, but that's like way too late. They should have ended at the first Halloween 2. Because like that would have been like a perfect kill or perfect death for Michael.
Mm-hmm. Well, or the one from H2O.
H2O would have been like perfect because like you don't know who the final kill was. You think it's Michael, but it really isn't. Sorry, spoilers like usual. That wasn't Michael Myers. That's some dude. That's some mechanic dude that Michael swapped his outfit with. Especially his voice swapped with his own hands. Speaking of Halloween Ends, like, why would you have Michael Myers in a movie? Like for Halloween, why would you have a Halloween movie and barely have him in it? Barely have him one of the main characters in it.
I mean, if he got up after he got burned alive.
Almost.
In a house fire.
Almost, because he hid in the gun locker thing.
Then, after that, he got beaten up by a mob, and he somehow still got up. How would he have been hurted by that?
So, he also got stabbed in the neck with a sewing needle, like Jamie Lee Curtis in the first movie.
Yeah.
It's like...
And, of course, the thing that everyone probably hates about it is that Michael Myers didn't exactly die to a refrigerator, but practically did. And that's basically like the same thing like saying Jason Voorhees gets killed by a fucking microwave.
Yeah, forbidden bath bomb.
Whee! No, that's a toaster. That's a toaster.
In case you want to have a snack in the bathtub, alright? We're getting off track here. What the fuck is that noise? We're not going to worry about it, so... It's just people screaming, and we're like, yeah, it's fine, we deal with this every day.
You know, we just have some people getting murdered right outside of our house.
Not really, not actually. No, not actually! Calm down! Jeez. I'm nervous. So, that concludes it for today's episode. We hope you like it. We hope you share, subscribe, whatever. Please, support us, and do whatever you can to share us. Please, we need the recognition. See you guys next time.